You've probably heard it your whole life. Mosquitoes like sweet blood, type O blood. Something about your diet. Almost none of it is true. And here's the part that makes this worse than it sounds. Mosquitoes kill more humans every year than sharks, snakes, and alligators combined. And right now, tonight, they've already decided whether you're the target. It was never your blood type. So what is it then? Because something is clearly happening. You've stood in the same yard as someone else, breathed the same air, worn the same amount of skin, and walked away covered in bites while they walked away completely untouched. That's not a coincidence, and it's not bad luck. It's a targeting system, and it's been running on you since before you even noticed the first bite. Here's where it starts. A mosquito doesn't see you first. It smells you. From up to 50 meters away, a female mosquito can detect the carbon dioxide you're exhaling with every single breath, using a pair of sensory organs near her mouth called maxillary palps that are tuned almost exclusively to CO2. Every person on the planet produces a slightly different plume of it depending on their size, their metabolism, how hard they're breathing, even how anxious they are in that moment. That plume is the first signal. Not what you look like, not what blood type you are, just that you're breathing, and breathing enough to be worth the trip. Only female mosquitoes bite. Males spend their whole lives on nectar and plant sugar and never touch blood. Females need the protein and iron in blood to develop eggs. That's the entire reason bites happen. Heat and moisture do a lot of the early work. A body is a warm patch moving through cooler air, and a mosquito can steer toward that contrast on its own dot. The part that decides whether you actually get bitten is smell, and specifically the smell of your skin bacteria. Everyone's skin carries a different mix of hundreds of bacterial species, and that community produces a chemical signature built from lactic acid, ammonia, and a handful of carboxylic acids. Mosquitoes can taste that signature in the air before they land. A 2022 study at Rockefeller University tested this by having participants wear nylon stockings for 6 hours to collect skin scent, then running the samples against each other in a mosquito arena. People who got bitten's been repeated so often, people assume it's settled science, but the underlying research is thin, and any real effect is dwarfed by what's happening on your skin. Garlic, vitamin B12, sugary blood, none of it survives a controlled trial. What actually predicts your risk is genetics, about 83% heritable. The genes appear to control how your immune system manages the bacteria living on your skin, which decides which species take hold, which in turn decides the chemical cocktail they put off. Even the species matters. Most mosquitoes bite opportunistically, but Aedes aegypti has specifically evolved to prefer human scent over animal scent, and it holds that preference even in side-by-side lab tests. DEET works on this same system, though not the way people think. It doesn't mask your smell. It jams the sensors so the mosquito can't read the signal it's still picking up. Scale this up and it stops being a backyard problem. Mosquitoes kill more people annually than any other animal, roughly 700,000, mostly through malaria. And malaria alone has killed more people across history than every war combined. Sub-Saharan Africa carries most of that burden, with young children hit hardest. It's the same targeting system either way, just with different stakes. The whole sequence, from picking up CO2 50 meters out to actually landing, takes maybe 30 seconds to a couple minutes. Most people never notice it happening. A few things nudge the odds. Pregnant women get bitten about twice as often, since pregnancy raises both CO2 output and body temperature. Beer measurably increases how attractive you are to mosquitoes. Dark clothing makes you easier to spot visually once one is already close. You're not sweeter, and you're not carrying some unlucky blood type. You're carrying a chemical signature you were mostly born with, and mosquitoes have gotten very good at reading it.